My name is Austin Urlocker, and in this video we'll be going over 3 essential tips to help you either get started in street skating. If you're already street skating, we're gonna have some best practices that I've learned that help my sessions go a whole lot smoother. We'll be covering how to find street spots, what you should be bringing to those street sessions, and how to start building a crew that you can actually go out and consistently skate street and stack some clips with. While I break this down, I will be setting up a fresh weekend deck here. This welcome board is actually still fairly skatable. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's definitely snapped. Just to prevent me having to set this up the second I land wrong, like out on a street session, I'm just gonna change it out now. So if you're new to street skating, you're probably wondering, like, where do I even find spots? I have no spots around me. Let's start with how to find street spots. I grew up spending like every weekday after school, all day, Saturday, Sunday at the skate park. In my experience, I had a lot of reputation of meeting new skaters at the park itself. Conversations eventually led to like, hey, someone knows of XYZ spot. Are you down to join? Some skaters are lucky enough to have that kind of naturally happen to them, or they've just they're around skating long enough for those conversations to come up, and they naturally gather a collection of skate spots they've just come across organically from other members of the skate community. Not everyone is as lucky. When I'm wanting to explore a new area around my city, if I'm traveling, let's say I've used this up in Ottawa, I've used this throughout California, found some spots while I was out in Texas. It's an awesome website. It's a little out of date, but it's literally called findskatespots.com. I'll put text up here so you have the URL. At least for the Phoenix area, I haven't seen it get updated in quite a while. When I've gone to a street skate in LA, which there's just spots galore, so you don't really need it that much, but it really helped my buddies and I organize the order of spots we'd want to go hit. And all we had to do was type in our location, and it would just give you an option to select how far away you're willing to travel, and it'll populate all the spots on a map. A lot of people will leave notes of when to skate this spot without getting busted, or what you may need to look out for, whether you may need to bring a broom or not. It doesn't look like it's very active anymore, but it's still a useful resource. The next piece I had was being able to not only use findskatespots.com, but going to Instagram and literally typing in whatever city I'm in, skate spots behind it. Usually someone within that local community has created a page dedicated to posting street spots and the locations of them. So pretty straightforward. I'll put a couple examples up on the screen as well. Findskatespots.com and Instagram, just typing in your area plus skate spots gives me more than I ever can actively visit with my time I can go street skating. I'd start out with those. Outside of that, going to the skate park consistently, not being afraid to like talk to the locals, make friends there. I actually have a whole video that I can link on how to make friends in skateboarding, especially at the skate park. I'll also be taking you through a live session at an abandoned amusement park called Cracker Jacks out here in Scottsdale. So I'll take you through me packing everything up together and making our way to the spot. Usually just bring this instead of like a full-on skate bag, but I got my camcorder here, one of my tripods, extra SD cards, and then I'm missing my screwdriver that comes with the T-tool, so I just threw a regular screwdriver in the bag as well. Typically, to just get this all packed up here like this. The tripod's a little awkward to fit in the bag, but you know, we do what we gotta do. And then, of course, I keep my skate wax here on the side. And then I'll throw in my SD cards over here. Camera bag in, got our trusty broom, all the backup boards. I've actually been letting these pile up quite a bit. And then make sure you got the actual board you're gonna skate. So I came here earlier in the week just to kind of scope it out. Didn't really film anything on my own, but I just wanted to come check it out with my board, ride around, see if I got kicked out, what the security was like. Feeling pretty good that there still will not be security here. If we go to the right here in a little bit, we're going to see the kind of earliest spot. This is why we brought the broom, just because there's shit all over this spot. So it's kind of like a little bank metal pole that works like coping on it. So that's pretty damn cool. Definitely gonna get some stuff on this. You can tell some skaters have been sliding this as well. Yow yow! But there's glass and shit all over this place, so I brought a broom.
Sick, dude.
Right?
Okay, by the way, if people get arrested here.
Do they?
Yeah, so if you like get caught by the cops, or if you see the police come, you probably.
Okay. Have you heard of someone getting arrested here? Or?
Yeah, gifted haters arrested here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking funny. I realized I hadn't even started setting up my board yet, and went to go grab my nice little T-tool here. I'm missing the screw, so one of the most important things you want to bring is a T-tool, but make sure you also get the little screw that comes with it so you can unscrew your bolts. I have to go find mine right now so I can continue the setup. I actually could not find my screw. I'm just going to grab a regular screwdriver instead, so that's also backup. If you lose the screw to your T-tool, screwdriver works just the same. So you can just throw that in your bag, which I probably will. If I don't find it before we head to the abandoned amusement park tomorrow. And you guys will be seeing that. Outside of T-tool here, I always make sure that I have my camera / skate bag. If you spend a decent amount of time filming, you probably have a camera bag. If not, just like a regular larger skate bag. It's like a backpack or something. I always try and make sure my camera bag has both my cameras. I also want to have my tripod, which the GoPro's on right now. I actually forgot that on a session the other day. I was very sad because it was a solo session and I really couldn't film any clips, and it was a pretty sweet spot. Even if you're not trying to film yourself, if you're having like a 2-man session or something, me and my buddy both like to get clips, but with only 2 people, you gotta kind of switch off. So a lot of times we'll just like set up a tripod for us to stay at a single spot at the same time and ideally get a clip back to back. My next item is a piece of skate wax, especially out here in Arizona when it gets just so insanely hot. Wax just melts off so consistently. If a street ledge looks buttery on camera, 99% of the time it's probably gonna need some wax to be decently skatable. This is my front. Remind me, I've got my left front truck, and then on my right, I'll put my back truck. After you've got your wax in your bag, you also want to keep in mind bringing a broom. Just having one in the car all the time ends up making a session way better if you end up hitting a new spot that you didn't originally plan on and it's sick. It just needs a ton of dusting out. That's happened to me more than once where I've been like, man, I really wish I brought a broom along today. I totally would have if I had known I was skating this spot. God damn it, I've been twisting that backwards. I thought it was taking a while. The last thing I'd call out, this kind of goes with my camera gear pieces, but extra batteries, extra SD cards. It can just be a real pain if you can't get a clip at a really solid spot because like your battery died and you don't have a backup, or it's taking forever to delete clips live on like a full SD card. The bonus item you can bring along, it always comes in handy for me, an extra like backup board, not like an extra fresh deck where I'm saying go ahead and just buy like 2 full setups to have ready. But if you're burning through a board, you have the opportunity to like skate a fresh one. The board you're currently skating is near the end of its life, but probably still has like a couple good sessions in it. Maybe it's like partially cracked, but not cracked all the way through. I usually save as many of those as I can. I just keep them in the back of my car. There's been more than one battle where I've snapped my board and then I was only able to end up getting the trick because I had a handful of half-snap decks in my car. Not everyone can do it. Not everyone can get fresh decks before their existing one is like fully toasted. There we go. All right, both trucks off. Now both trucks on. And this board is going to go chilling in my car. It probably still has another session or 2 left in it, or 1 bad lip slide. So your board just snapped. I'm actually in the middle of doing a how to start street skating video for YouTube. One of the tips, always have backup boards in your car.
Have a backup board.
And this is coming in handy.
You have to.
Pick your poison. A lot of them are pretty worn, but they'll have like partial snaps like that, but they got like a session left in them.
What the fuck did you do to this one?
I think that was when I was really into tray flip lip slides.
Speed.
Back to the spot. It's a neat little flat part.
Yeah, it's pretty longer.
last section of this video, we are going to be covering how to find a skate crew to like actually go out and hit spots. A lot of my original people I started street skating with were just local guys that I'd skate with every weekend at the skate park, so that would kind of come up naturally. I really started street skating when I was like 15, almost 16. Some of our other buddies got their licenses like a couple months before us. We now actually had someone who could drive the crew around to the street spots. So that's kind of the more organic way. If you are someone kind of newer into skating, maybe have fallen out of the scene and don't really have consistent people to street skate with anymore just from the skate park, one thing I would check local skate communities you may have often on like Instagram. I've ended up coming across a couple communities called Skate After Work. It's a bunch of dudes in their 30s and up who consistently meet up. There's a kind of planned sessions guy, Marco, who runs the group. He'll send like Instagram posts out on like, here's where we're meeting this Saturday, here are the planned spots, and maybe like a fun barbecue after. I think that's pretty cool. I've gone on a couple sessions. It's literally me rolling around with 15 other local skate dudes who I'd never met before, but now we're spending this entire day together. But that's not the only group I even came across in Phoenix. There's a guy named Timothy Ward who started, I think it's called Skaters Who Bike Ride. Every time I see a video, it's like 30 people mobbing up to a skate park. They all have bikes and they ride like 20 miles around, going to different street spots. I'm sure there are other locally driven groups like that you could find on Instagram. Outside of that, I would just start solo street skating, and just same way you'd make friends talking to someone at a skate park. If you go to enough street spots by yourself, you're eventually going to run into other skaters who are just hitting the spot up at the same time. Open up the session and get hyped on their tricks, so they'll probably be getting hyped on yours. You'll be able to start talking, and maybe those are people who are already street skating now, would be down to go street skating with you, get their number and film some clips together. Especially if you are a filmer, skaters are always hyped to have someone come along on the session who loves to get clips as much as they love skateboarding. If you have any kind of interest in filming, that definitely helps you meet more people in skateboarding just from offering to film some clips. I fucked this up like a year and a half ago where I put my truck totally inside out. Make sure I don't do that this time. That covers street skateboarding, what you should really bring, how you can meet people to skate with, how you can find spots. So my original outro had some audio issues, so I'm just jumping in here to say, if you found these tips useful, go ahead and give this video a like, and feel free to subscribe to the channel for more aggressively average skateboarding content. Longtime skateboarder out here in Phoenix, Arizona, documenting tips, tricks, making video edits, and just showing off the Phoenix skate scene and some other skate scenes that I like to visit. So do all the social media stuff, like, comment, subscribe, out.